Hey guys, what's up? This is Neo. Sorry for the past few days. There have been something going on with my close relative, and he has not been able to walk because of the joint issues. Suddenly, he could not walk up and downstairs, and I have to take him to the EA and also to other clinic. Yeah, a lot of things is going on, and to my condolences to my friends. Their mother passed away. Okay, anyway, everybody, we have a great show today. We're gonna talk about what's going on with SoFi and what's going on with the current state of affairs as far as all the stock related news are concerned. And then these sprinkles, they are so bad to our health and knees, and it will create gout in our joints. For now, bye. And then replaced by omega-3 rich snack. Guys, I'm not that young. I'm young, but I'm not that young, over 40, but we have to get some good food. And even if we snack, I know sometimes we want to be naughty a little bit, but eating healthy is the key to longevity and health. And without health, even with wealth, we cannot do anything. So, healthy and wealthy is the way to go. Omega-3 snack mix, this is made by Value Naturals. All right? And then, these are good stuff. A lot of protein, some protein, and then nuts, walnuts, and raisins, raspberry, almond. Yeah, and I sometimes mix with some honey roast peanuts. Oh, they are perfect with each other. And all right, people. And also drink healthy. Experts say do not drink more than 10 or 15 times per week. So depending on our intake capability. Okay, so first thing first is BitMine. Okay, the company who is gonna be the future of stable coins and all the highway on-ramp, off-ramp operation infrastructural play, especially with Ethereum as the infrastructure. And this is the BitMine, BITMINE. All right, and they stake Ethereum, and their share price now I think is not financial advice, but to me I think it's a very good level for accumulation for long term. Okay, long term, I'm not talking about short term. So if you are into the high trendy plays such as aerial space, space exploration related, and then such as rocket lab, and then the quantum computing, if you are trendy type of investors, I'm not sure if those are the right word, maybe risk takers instead of just investors, because those are huge risks. Those companies are not making a dime in profit, and you are paying a lot for the multiples for their future growth, if they grow at all. Okay, so these are companies where I can gauge their profitability in the future, and there is a very favorable trend as the backdrop for these companies to grow, such as SoFi, Reddit, BitMine, and all others, Lululemon, and we will talk about them. Okay, so this one is for what? It's for the shareholders of these companies' shares to vote yes or no if we allow the company to buy or purchase more Ethereum for staking. Okay, I definitely will say yes. This is very beneficial, and they are the number 2 company in the world who has the highest units of Ethereum. And going forward, what they do is kind of like MasterCard thing about it. Everybody who needs to use Ethereum for stablecoin for their future operations, on-chain, off-chain operations, they need to partner with this company. Just like how the banks have to partner with MasterCard to have their own credit card based on the MasterCard infrastructure. Because they are the payment infrastructure, and they already have established a vast array of capability and range of functionality. So the banks can just save time by signing up or partnering up with MasterCard payment infrastructure to issue their own card. That's simple. So whenever shorten the time to market, it means you are more competitive because you beat your competitor to the market, right? So I like any company which is a platform play. If you remember, platform play, such as Apple is a platform. I have said it over and over again. The screen allow different apps for us to do business with every single day. For example, we pass by McDonald's, we open the app and then we purchase Starbucks coffee, you name it, whatever that you are doing on a daily basis or you do on a daily basis. And platform, SoFi is a platform for bank loans, and also now the stable coins infrastructure still is a platform, right? Going forward. And also the next thing is, let's talk about last video. At the part 2 of my last video, I was supposed to show you guys the Nvidia clip about the self-driving AI chip. However, it was a clip of me talking instead, so I will insert it back to the end of this video for today. And also the next thing is, let's talk about the general market. What is going on today, especially with SoFi, why SoFi is going down a little bit, okay? All right, guys, what is the news for today is, first thing first is the stock retreat. Stock markets are, most of the stocks went down. Why? Because whatever the administration is saying something about the AI development, especially anything that kind of have an impact on AI stocks, especially Nvidia, the leading company in the world with the biggest market cap. Trump administration said Nvidia must meet new security requirements before sending H200 artificial intelligence chip to China. Of course, it sends kind of a small short wave to the rest of the industry, and some trader may just take profit because stock have been on it, on a kind of small tier since the end of December. Bank shares also sold off as earnings rolled in, and also there was comment by Speaker of the House today talking about the cap on credit card interest rates. We will have that video soon, okay, in the second half of this video. Bank of America posted a 12% rise in quarterly profit. 12% rise, come on, man. Wasn't you the one that looked down on SoFi and said I sell on SoFi with a $20.50 USD per share price target? Man, remember it was last week by Bank of America analysts, and they only managed a 12% rise in quarterly profit when SoFi is 37% year-over-year growth, and some of the subsectors or subdivisions of SoFi sees over 50% year-over-year increase. Man, this company, it's like we are running a 400 meters, and SoFi is already at 200 meters, and Bank of America is still at 100 meters, and Bank of America in the back is yelling, "Hey, you will lose the game," and the louder they sound, the farther behind they are from SoFi. It's so funny. 400-meter games. All right, boosted by consumer spending, but its stock dropped 3.8%, with Wells Fargo falling 4.6% after its net income missed forecasts. Citi stock retreated up 3.3% after its quarterly profit was hit by a $1.2 billion loss from the announced sale of its Russia operations. Well, yeah, stock pair some loss and oil future fell. Yeah, that is mostly the yeah, and then Iran had no plans to carry out an executions of protesters. Okay, anyway, we are not gonna talk about politics here. The Dow Jones Industrials edged down 0.1%. Gold and silver futures hit new record highs. Don't be surprised. New and higher record highs. A lot of traders are so ready to take profit. Remember what I have said? Q1 is the most volatile. Normally for stocks, the market is still trying to gauge the overall sentiment, especially consumer sectors, as well as what the government is going to do. And the rate cut is kind of uncertain when there is a new Federal Reserve Bank chairman. So all these factors, some time in Q1, there will be some profit taking time, and we will see stock come down quite a bit. Okay, may not be as crazy as last April, but if it is half the magnitude, right, then it is an opportunity for you and me to accumulate more shares of the companies that we like. For example, today I bought more shares of SoFi. Why? Because we will talk about that, what the news concerns SoFi most today. We will talk about it in the second half of this video. Okay, new data showed retail sales grew 0.6% in November, which is great. Unexpected sharp jump. See, don't ever bet against U.S. consumers. Remember that it is my instructor, my professor, Warren Buffett said that before. So I have been keeping that in mind since I heard that the last time from him. Okay, wholesale inflation was cooler, which is wonderful. And with oil price crashing down, with oil price going down, wholesale inflation will be even cooler in future months. Yeah. And then a lot, because oils are cheaper, all the plastic materials are cheaper. Everything related to oil change, tires for our cars, shipping, for our goods, yeah, they will all become cheaper. That expect for that month at home sales rose. Wonderful. Why? Remember, SoFi is seeing very healthy growth in home loans originations. That will at least give SoFi, in my opinion, 5 cents to 15 cents per share higher profitability for 2026. We will talk about it in the next video, everything about SoFi video. Treasury yields fell. Within the 10 years yield ending the day at 4.139%. Of course, the long-term yield should be lower if we are expecting the interest rate to go lower. Okay. All right, guys, let's take a look at what Speaker of the House Mike Johnson has to say about putting caps on interest rate for outstanding balances for credit cards. Here we go.
To build consensus around it, but you got to be very careful if you go forward in that. In our zeal to bring down costs, you don't want to have negative secondary effects of that. So, for example, one of the things that the president probably had not thought through, and others at first glance, it sounds great. We should bring down interest rates to 10%. It would help everybody, all borrowers. There's a lot of Americans who have a lot of credit card debt. But then, what some of the experts have said is, well, but the problem is if you do that, then the credit card companies, the negative secondary effect is that they would just stop lending money, and maybe they cap what people are able to borrow at a very low amount. And then that would have a negative effect on a lot of people who work on revolving credit. So it's something that we got to be very deliberate about. The president understands that. He wants us to do the right thing by Americans. When he says America first, it comes from a sincere place in his heart and all of us. And what I love about this president is he's willing to think outside the box and propose ideas for us to work through to see if it will actually achieve the desired objective. And that's what we're in the process of doing every day around here. So again, I wouldn't get too spun up about ideas that are out of the box that are proposed or suggested. The thing about this president is he's totally transparent, and he says often what he's thinking out loud. This is unusual because most presidents like Biden, we couldn't get anything out of him for 4 years. We didn't know what he was thinking, if he was thinking at all. So it's jarring for some Americans to hear a president who just says, go, 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 go 24 hours a day to help the American people, and we're working through those ideas, and that's one of them we'll work through. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Alright guys, so here are part 2 of today's video. Nvidia at 2026 CES Las Vegas. They took the center stage and it was amazing. What have I ever told my audience? I love companies which are mostly software because they are the most cost effective, the least overhang of any cost structures. Okay, and then easy to deploy. You just need to download it over the air and that's it. Nvidia is different. They are not software, but they are hardware. However, do you remember what other criteria that I love about companies? The other criteria is it is better be a platform. Being a platform is like Apple. With the flat screen of the phone, which a lot of analysts have laughed at before, they were saying there's no button. Human beings are used to using button and they would not know what to do. And it is just a silly design. Will be full of fingerprints. And then what happened was they make it so simple that you can just download different apps. Each app is made by one company, and the company can leverage on this simple device, which is called iPhone, and then do business on the phone. So it changes people's life, changes the way how companies do businesses. So when we go mobile, which is most of the time what we do in a day, wherever we go, we have our phone in our pocket. Wherever we need to buy something from Lululemon, we pick out the phone. Oh, there is a sale. Oh, I just received a text message. Oh, let me go visit Lululemon website. Bingo, done. I purchased these pants for 30% off. All birds shoes, 50% off. Seasonal sales. Booked, done. I'm buying 3 pairs of all birds wonderful shoes. Hoka, Hoka, boom, another pair, right? So things like that is very easy to be done. Stanley mugs is amazing. Coca-Cola, you can order online and have them shipped to you periodically. So, and then you have all these iPhone, iWatches, Apple Watches. You have all these things, and then you have all these apps, and you can do different businesses right here. So you can buy whatever, you can do translation. It's a platform. What Jensen Huang has been able to do with Nvidia is to make it a vertically integrated platform with both hardware, meaning the AI chips, and the software, which you will see. Hey, Uncle Jensen, please take it away.
We can take this, put it into a Cosmos foundation model, and generate surround video that is physically based and physically plausible that the AI can now learn from. And there are so many examples of this. Let me show you what Cosmos can do.
The ChatGPT moment for physical AI is nearly here. But the challenge is clear. The physical world is diverse and unpredictable. Collecting real-world training data is slow and costly, and it's never enough. The answer is synthetic data. It starts with Nvidia Cosmos, an open, frontier world foundation model for physical AI. Pre-trained on internet-scale video, real driving and robotics data, and 3D simulation. Cosmos learned a unified representation of the world, able to align language, images, 3D, and action. It performs physical AI skills like generation, reasoning, and trajectory prediction. From a single image, Cosmos generates realistic video. From 3D scene descriptions, physically coherent motion. From driving telemetry and sensor logs, surround video. From planning simulators, multi-camera environments. Or from scenario prompts, it brings edge cases to life. Developers can run interactive closed-loop simulations in Cosmos. When actions are made, the world responds. Cosmos reasons. It analyzes edge scenarios, breaks them down into familiar physical interactions, and reasons about what could happen next. Cosmos turns compute into data, training AVs for the long tail, and robots how to adapt for every scenario.
I know, it's incredible. Cosmos is the world's leading foundation model, world foundation model. It's been downloaded millions of times, used all over the world, getting the world ready for this new era of physical AI. We use it ourselves as well. We use it ourselves to create our self-driving car, using it for scenario generation and using it for evaluation. We could have something that allows us to effectively travel billions, trillions of miles, but doing it inside a computer. And we've made enormous progress. Today, we're announcing Alpamayo, the world's first thinking, reasoning, autonomous vehicle AI. Alpamayo is trained end to end, literally from camera in to actuation out. The camera in, lots and lots of miles that are driven by itself, where we human drive it, using human demonstration. And we have lots and lots of miles that are generated by Cosmos. In addition to that, hundreds of thousands of examples are labeled very, very carefully so that we could teach the car how to drive. Alpamayo does something that's really special. Not only does it take sensor input and activates steering wheel, brakes, and acceleration, it also reasons about what action it is about to take. It tells you what action it's going to take, the reasons by which it came about that action, and then, of course, the trajectory. All of these are coupled directly and trained very specifically by a large combination of human-trained and as well as Cosmos-generated data. The result of it is just really incredible. Not only does your car drive as you would expect it to drive, and it drives so naturally because it learned directly from human demonstrators, but in every single scenario,
have arrived.
We started working on self-driving cars 8 years ago, and the reason for that is because we reasoned early on that deep learning and artificial intelligence was going to reinvent the entire computing stack. And if we were ever going to understand how to navigate ourselves and how to guide the industry towards this new future, we have to get good at building the entire stack. Well, as I mentioned earlier, AI is a 5-layer cake. The lowest layer is land, power, and shell. In the case of robotics, the lowest layer is the car. The next layer above it is chips. GPUs, networking chips, CPUs, all that kind of stuff. The next layer above that is the infrastructure. That infrastructure, in this particular case, as I mentioned with physical AI, is Omniverse and Cosmos. And then above that are the models. And in the case of the models above that I just shown you, the model here is called AlphaMayo. And AlphaMayo today is open sourced. This incredible body of work, it took several thousand people. Our AV team is several thousand people, just to put in perspective. Our partner, Ola, I think Ola is here in the audience somewhere, Mercedes, agreed to partner with us 5 years ago to go make all of this possible. We imagine that someday 1 billion cars on the road will all be autonomous. You could either have it be a robo-taxi that you're orchestrating and renting from somebody, or you could own it and it's driving by itself. Or you could decide to drive for yourself. And so, but every single car will have autonomous vehicle capability. Every single car will be AI powered. And so the model layer in this case is AlphaMayo, and the application above that is the Mercedes-Benz. Okay, and so this entire stack is our NVIDIA first entire stack endeavor. And we've been working on it for this entire time, and I'm just so happy that the first AV car from NVIDIA is going to be on the road in Q2, and here in the United States in Q1, and Europe in Q2.
Now, what did I just say? Nvidia becomes a platform. So now they are partnering with Mercedes-Benz to train the system, and they're using synthetic data, which is AI generated, and then map them into 3D scenarios to train the system. Wow, the car drives like a human driver would. Wonderful, wonderful. And in the future, do you think it will just be confined to the partnership with Mercedes-Benz? No. Other car manufacturers such as Ford, such as even other companies from outside of United States can partner with or pay a royalty fee every month to use Nvidia platform for AI self-driving with reasoning. Now, the case of Tesla, do they have any third-party automakers using their system? No. Is it a platform? Not yet. So it is in a pipe dream for now, okay? Nvidia is already doing it. And it looks like there was zero human intervention during the drive. We witnessed that. Guys, this is amazing time. Do not always just focus in 1, 2, or 3 companies. Always make sure we keep our open mind, see which company is really doing the best in the industry to accelerate the future growth of the entire industry, such as SoFi becoming a platform for other banks and financial institutions to do crypto trading and other international remittance and transaction infrastructure. Amazon and Shopify as a platform for other companies to do business online. Apple as a platform for other companies to connect with consumers on the go, mobile commerce. And so all the platform companies, especially with AI and software based, they are phenomenal growth. They are phenomenal. Okay? Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of the night. This is very late at night. Wonderful, wonderful. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you.